Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Money in the Bank Kickoff Show. As we kick things off here tonight in our first pay-per-view here in my WWE 2K20 Universe mode. Kick things off here tonight in the Kickoff Show with the Raw Tag Team Championships on the line. And this man, Heath Slater, the one-man Southern Rock Band, making his way down to the ring, into the Money in the Bank ring, and what a beautiful ring it is. Look at the stage as well. We're going a little bit retro, the 2013 stage, the ambulances, the big Money in the Bank briefcase on the Titantron, the big ladders. We've gone a little bit retro here tonight with the stage design and a complete overhaul of a ring. The ring apron, the LED posts, the ring mat. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks and feels like a new Money in the Bank, like it should. Ladies and gentlemen, the arena here in Hartford, Connecticut, the XL Center, jam-packed to the rafters as we are here for Money in the Bank. And of course, we got a little bit of a glimpse of some action to see later on in the night once we go on to the main card. As of course, the United States Champion AJ Styles, he was here last night, 24 hours ago, back on main event as he defeated No Way Jose. Along with that, Aleister Black defeated Eric Rowan. And of course, Black, he's going to be in the main event later on once we get to the main card, as Black is in the main event in the men's 8-man Money in the Bank ladder match. Titus O'Neil, of course, Slater Garrett, the newly reunited Heath Slater and Titus O'Neil. They were a tag team a couple years back, didn't really go the greatest, but hey, 2 weeks ago, Raw management decided to pair them up. Once again, the Raw General Manager Anonymous. We do not know who it is, but whoever the person is, did a pretty damn good job of putting Slater and O'Neil back together again. Because, guess what? They beat these two men, the Good Brothers, Anderson and Gallows, the Big LG Luke Gallows, and of course Machine Gun Karl Anderson. Slater Garrett, they beat these two 2 weeks ago. Well, no, not 2 weeks. Yeah, never mind. I'm lying. It was 2 weeks ago on Raw, and that's how they were able to become no contenders for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Well, of course, this past Monday it was Karl Anderson who picked up a victory by pinning Heath Slater. But anyway, the Good Brothers open up the Money in the Bank kickoff along with this matchup here tonight. There's 2 more matches after this in the kickoff, as we'll have in your main event of the kickoff show at Money in the Bank, the Raw Women's title on the line. Naomi will challenge Becky Lynch for her gold, and along with that, up next it's Smackdown action. Jinder Mahal will defend his Intercontinental Championship against former champion Shinsuke Nakamura. Of course, 2 weeks back on main event, Shinsuke did lose the championship to Jinder, and it's a rematch here tonight. Up next, after we have this bout, the Raw Tag Titles are on the line here tonight in your kickoff show. 3 matches in the kickoff show, 8 matches in the regular card. It's gonna be one jam-packed night, and we start things off here. Raw Tag Titles will begin the night. The Intercontinental Championship up next, and your main event of the kickoff, the Raw Women's Championship. And then, of course, the main card will begin, where the first matchup will be the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Gonna be one hell of a night here for Money in the Bank, as now immediately Slater gets sent to a corner, and now immediately tag team wrestling coming into play at its finest. I see right there. Anderson launches Heath Slater into Luke Gallows, and Gallows nails him down with that big boot into the cover here, and oh, Slater, he had a pretty damn good performance back 2 weeks ago when Slater Garrett defeated Anderson and Gallows in a non-title affair. And, well, he also had a rather okay performance against Karl Anderson as well. If anything, there was a distraction from the outside by Luke Gallows that led Anderson to take control and win that matchup this past Monday. And then, oh, look at that right there. Heath Slater taking the big man off his feet, taking Luke Gallows off his feet, and now Slater tags in Titus O'Neil, and look at this matchup here. The 2 powerhouses of their respective teams, I see right there. O'Neil with the snapmare onto the big LG. And now, oh, lariat to follow suit. Titus O'Neil, former tag team champion in his own right, with, well, WWE alumni Darren Young. And now, well, if anything, so is Slater. Slater has held tag team gold on a couple occasions with superstars such as the likes of Justin Gabriel and Rhino. Anyway, now, Gallows quickly going to a pinfall here, trying to wear down O'Neal, still in the relative early stages of the matchup. As now, look at this bear hug onto the former Florida Gator. That is Titus. Oh, getting a couple elbows here, trying to fight out of it here. Some very stiff elbows, but gets that shot right there, taking out the ears. Which sounds weird on paper, but hey, it is actually effective. That's now Titus here. Oh, what a clothesline. Taking off the head of Big Luke Gallows, and of course, the leader of the club, AJ Styles. Well, if anything, the OC, the club, the original, the official, the only club that matters, AJ Styles will be later on, will of course be in action, defending his United States Championship against Samoa Joe later on tonight in the main card once we get there. And now, what a shot right there by Gallows, taking down Heath Slater. Slater crumbling down to the mat. And now, here we go. Karl Anderson now gets tagged back inside here, and Heath Slater is taunting. And now, Anderson misses the super kick. Slater was mocking Anderson, and well, Anderson missed the super kick, and now he's frustrated. And now Anderson's getting frustrated here, and he can't let that get to his head. Well, Heath Slater, he's been here for years. He's been here ever since, 2010. He's been here for a whole decade, actually. And, well, the guy doesn't have the best track record to show for it. Only holding up the tag team championships on a couple occasions. No other title to show on his record, though. So, when a competitor like Heath Slater is able to get, some good momentum going in a matchup, it could definitely start make you question what's happening. And, well, that's what happened to Karl Anderson moments ago. It's now, look, there's Anderson right there. He did that Heath Slater on the outside, which, of course, via the distraction from Luke Gallows this past Monday on Raw. Gallows was distracted Slater. Anderson did that same maneuver, a suplex onto a knee, brought Heath Slater back inside the ring, hit him with the gun stun, and got the pinfall. As now, super kick right there to the midsection, takes down not Heath Slater, Titus O'Neal. As now, O'Neal sends Anderson to a corner. Now, some hits, some shots right there, some chops across the chest. And Anderson falling down, crumbling down to the mat upon the impact. That one rocked him good, but now look at this, trying to aim after the legs, actually a smart idea. Chop down the tree. Chop down the big man that is Titus O'Neal, and now O'Neal gets sent to a corner, and Heath Slater, he can't resist. Heath Slater, he can't resist, and he tags in, and I'm pretty sure that's what Karl Anderson wanted. Anderson wanted Slater to tag in, because now look at that here. Has him. Yup. And now the club, they're looking for it early on here. Magic Killer. Magic Killer. Gallows shoots to half. Anderson feels like it's done for. And no, Titus, no, he's right there, and O'Neal gotta break it up at the count of 2. Karl Anderson brung Titus O'Neal into the corner. He knew that Slater was gonna tag in. He knew that Slater, he couldn't resist tagging in. And then got Slater to the corner, hit the Magic Killer, because obviously Titus O'Neal has a more likely chance of kicking out the Magic Killer. Sorry, Heath, it's just the way it is. Smart. Just a smart strategy. Smart overall planning by the Good Brothers. But sadly, it didn't fully work out, as Anderson threw a wrench into the plan a little bit. As well, he left the ring. He didn't guard it, and which led Titus O'Neal to ultimately break up the pinfall attempt. And, well, Slater Gary, they live to see another day here in the kickoff show here at Money in the Bank, as now Heath Slater trying to make the tag. Luke Gallows is not going to let that happen, banging the knee across the mat right there. And was looking to a cheap shot on Titus O'Neal, the real deal Titus O'Neal. And no, as well, stunning Gallows, but Gallows going to try again. As Anderson, not Anderson, O'Neal was trying to get inside the ring to actually hit Gallows again. Referee not letting O'Neal do it. And well, that gave proper timing for Luke Gallows to strike O'Neal off the mat. And now look at this here. Heath Slater. Slater, what the hell? Lifting up the big man momentarily. Well, that is actually pretty impressive. It was only for a couple seconds, but hey, it does work out to Heath Slater's advantage, or maybe not, because Luke Gallows is just immediately on him once again. And now look at this. Here we go. Has him. Choke slam. Yup, down goes Heath Slater. And now Luke Gallows gonna bring Titus O'Neal inside the ring. Gallows looking to isolate Heath, and one of the ways to do that is by taking out Titus O'Neil, making sure he cannot break another pinfall attempt, as now Gallows sends Heath into the corner. Anderson tried this earlier, and now it's Gallows' turn, because it seems like we're on our way to a second magic killer. O'Neil trying to recover on the outside, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Heath, he's out of it, and Titus O'Neil's not going to get there in time. The magic killer gets the job done. The Good Brothers retain the Raw Tag Team Championships. It was a solid strategy from the start. From the start, the Good Brothers, they had a plan heading into this matchup, and it worked. Isolate Heath Slater away from Titus O'Neil. Make sure O'Neil did not get the tag, and if he did, make sure Heath tagged back in. Connect with the magic carrot on Heath Slater, make sure O'Neil did not break up the cover, and then that would be it. And guess what? The plan worked. It took a retake, it took a second attempt, but at the end of the day, Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson, the Good Brothers, after an almost seemingly demeaning loss to them, well, for them, 2 weeks ago on Raw, in the non-title contest, they recovered 2 weeks later here tonight, and they retain those Raw Tag Team Championships in an opening victory here tonight for them in the Kickoff show. And well, what a start right there. Anderson, Gallows holding the gold just a little bit longer, staying on top of the Raw Tag Team division. And well, ladies and gentlemen, if anything, up next will be Smackdown's matchup for the intercontinental championship between Jinder Mahal and Shinsuke Nakamura. But if anything, we will now take a recap to how the matchup later on in the night between AJ Styles and Samoa Joe came to be, as we'll take a look back this past Monday on Raw. Face off against AJ Styles at Money in the Bank for a U.S. title. Now Joe here has Corbin up pop-up position. Is he going to throw him out? No, he's not. Oh my god. Corbin's neck slapping across the ropes. That's even perhaps worse than getting eliminated. Whiplash effect almost. Samoa Joe not playing around. Of course, once upon a time in another company that we're not going to mention, people chanted Joe's going to kill you, and I think Joe is going to do that to Baron Corbin, because a clothesline on the top rope is going to be the thing that leads to Joe winning this matchup, actually. Once upon a time, there was Joe's going to kill you chance, but as Joe has came here to the sports entertainment business, I guess you could say, people don't really follow through with that. But Samoa Joe, the veteran, oh my god! AJ Styles, where did he come from? The cameras were just on Joe. I'm seeing from my monitor, so obviously I can't see from a fan's perspective. But AJ Styles now moving over Samoa Joe, a lifeless Samoa Joe, after hitting him twice across the skull with the United States Championship. AJ Styles sending a message to Samoa Joe, and I think Joe definitely needs to know this message, and that's that no one's gonna top the Phenomenal One. No matter how big and bad you are, a phenomenal form like that could take you down. AJ Styles. A message to the Samoan submission machine. And of course, that Money in the Bank, it's now official. Cameras have now panned here to Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe in the interview room right now. And Joe is not too happy after what AJ did earlier. Well, Samoa Joe wasn't too happy after the attack of AJ Styles this past Monday on Raw. Of course, Samoa Joe winning that 8-man battle royal, last eliminating Baron Corbin to become number one contender for AJ's United States Championship, and then getting attacked shortly, well, not shortly, just immediately afterwards, getting attacked by the Phenomenal One, and then later on in the night, minutes afterwards, Joe was backstage And well, you know, basically some very threatening words to AJ that I'm pretty sure Joe's gonna follow through with later on tonight in the main show. Well, if anything, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is Raw's United States Championship, but now shifting gears to SmackDown's Intercontinental Championship. And this man is the former champion himself, the king of strong style, the artist formerly known as Shinsuke Nakamura. And well, Nakamura, of course, 2 weeks back on WWE main event, losing to Jinder Mahal after originally on week 1, I do believe, of SmackDown, or rating week 2. Bottom line, one of the first 2 weeks of SmackDown, forgot. Of course, Shinsuke Nakamura was confronted by Jinder Mahal, which led to an all-out brawl in the center of the ring between the two, and then they had a matchup on main event roughly a week later, in which, well, Shinsuke, he lost the championship to Jinder, and here tonight, Shinsuke Nakamura gets a rematch for the title that was once his. Shinsuke looking to mainly become the first ever 2-time champion here in our universe mode, looking to become a 2-time Intercontinental champion. Can he be able to do it here tonight in your second of 3 matches here in the Kickoff show?
Ladies and gentlemen, your WWE champion, the modern day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal!
Well, the Singh brothers announcing the Intercontinental champion to the ring. You know, I did say this, I'm pretty sure I said this past Tuesday. Sunil and Samir saying they're not the smartest of individuals in the world. And that definitely proved dividend in Jinder's matchup against Mustafa Ali this past Tuesday on SmackDown. That matchup is one of the weirdest matches we had in universe mode so far. And the Singh brothers were a big part of that. So a very unorthodox matchup. One that Mustafa Ali actually almost won. If anything, Jinder Mahal capitalized. He reversed. Mustafa Ali was looking to go through the ropes and hit an X Factor, I believe it is, or a neckbreaker, one of those two, I don't remember. Whatever. Bottom line, Mustafa Ali was looking for a maneuver. Jinder reverses it with a clothesline, which led him to hit the Colossus Bomb shortly afterwards. Jinder reversing the move by Ali, and then able to go into the Colossus Bomb, just like that, in a split second. Goes to show Jinder Mahal can easily get the job done. Can he do that to Shinsuke Nakamura? Can he be able to pin him and retain that Intercontinental Championship? And well, going back to the Singh brothers not being the best of the bunch, these two, they said the WWE Champion. That's not the WWE title. WWE title, of course, is held by Kofi Kingston, and Kofi defends it here tonight in the main show against Roman Reigns. There is SmackDown's WWE Championship. This right here is SmackDown's Intercontinental Championship. At least they got the brands right. At least they didn't say the Universal title, which of course is held by Seth Rollins, in which he'll defend later on tonight against Drew McIntyre. At least they got the brand associated title right, I guess, but they said the wrong title. Whatever. That's bothering me too much. Anyway, the Intercontinental Championship, the IC belt on the line, the prestigious white strap of the WWE. Some people call it the Workhorse Championship. The title that produces the most 5-star bouts. And well, maybe, just maybe, keyword maybe, so don't you dare quote me saying that I said this was 5 stars. But maybe, just maybe, this could be one of those 5-star bouts. Hey, easily for Shinsuke, yeah. Jinder Mahal, though, the critics will they'll just immediately go on, jump the gun, and say, never in Jinder's life will he have a 5-star belt. Well, I mean, the man is Intercontinental Champion. The man has won a title. We cannot speak on that. Maybe here and now is when Jinder Mahal just completely demolishes all the critics. Maybe here at night. Well, with a victory in general. Doesn't matter how much moves he does. Doesn't matter if he does 100 super kicks with no sells. Doesn't matter if he just no sells every maneuver and then does 5 finishers. It doesn't matter if Jinder has to do that, as long as he retains the title here at night. He shuts up the critics. That's right. I just completely went on the rant. Well, there, bottom line, getting on into the action here. Jinder and Shinsuke rematch from 2 weeks ago on main event is now underway. Of course, next matchup here in the kickoff show of Money in the Bank. Raw Women's title on the line. Becky Lynch defends against number contender Naomi. Of course, last week on main event, it was Naomi who defeated Natalya in the number 1 contenders matchup, which led Naomi to become number 1 contender. Along with that, last week on main event, Roman Reigns picking up a victory over Elias to gain momentum, heading into his matchup against Kofi Kingston later on tonight. Anyway, now here goes Shinsuke. Sends Jinder off the ropes here. German suplex. That one takes down the Intercontinental champion. Timbers watching on. Maybe they can. Maybe. Well, once Shinsuke does get some more momentum rolling, I like to think the Timbers will actually help out Jinder. Come up as a healthy distraction. Well, healthy distraction. That's a weird analogy. I don't know. Bottom line, they are the insurance policy of the modern day Maharaja. I see their snap suplex right there by the modern day Maharaja. On to Shinsuke Nakamura. And now Jinder here, taking him down. Shinsuke falling face first so far. Jinder Mahal on the roll here. Can we have the same outcome as 2 weeks ago in main event? Can Jinder win this matchup, or will the outcome be different this time around? Will Shinsuke Nakamura be able to retain the championship here tonight? That brings Jinder Mahal's reign only down to 2 weeks. But we shall see as now shot insanely close to being below the belt. It was not. As Slater Shinsuke fighting out of the powerbomb position. Now Shinsuke Nakamura clothesline over the top rope goes Jinder Mahal, and Shinsuke now taking this to the outside, which I really don't condone here. Both Samir and Sunil Singh are on the outside as well, and you already know they're going to be their insurance policy for Jinder Mahal. What a knee to the gut right there. Even I felt that one all the way up from my booth here. And yes, it does get lonely. It's a one-man booth. It's a one-man commentary booth. And yes, it is lonely. Also, if you haven't noticed already, yes, Michael, Byron Saxon, Corey Graves, they're in the crowd. Apparently we got invisible announce tables. I need to get me one of those. Really need to get me one of those invisible announce tables. But apparently it's a thing. And invisible chairs. I don't know. They get special treatment down there. And I get a booth by myself. It's kind of lonely. They get invisible stuff. I get a simple booth. Hey, at least I'm safe. I am not close to the action at all, but I have monitors here for the camera angles that you beautiful people are watching from. I see right there. Oh. Shinsuke Nakamura, the reverse scoop slam onto Jinder Mahal here. And Shinsuke perhaps starting to gain more momentum. Perhaps looking to end it off here. As on Jinder, gets blocked here. And Shinsuke, here we go, Kinshasa, no! The Kinshasa gets reversed. The Kinshasa has been reversed. Jinder Mahal now. Mahal looking to take advantage. A missed shot. The Kinshasa's reversed. And Jinder of the Colossus. The Colossus in a split second. Just like that once again, Jinder Mahal. That Colossus bomb is being proven to be so deadly. It's been proven on so many occasions to just be so deadly. Wow. Well, of course, this past Tuesday on Smackdown, Jinder reverses Mustafa Ali, and just that in a split second, the Colossus bomb and the 3 count. It's the same story for Shinsuke Nakamura here tonight. It happened to Ali, and it happens to Shinsuke here tonight, and just like that, Jinder Mahal retains the Intercontinental Championship, SmackDown's IC belt. Stays with that man Jinder Mahal. No Singh brothers needed. The Colossus bomb being proven deadly, and Jinder retains the white strap of the day. He retains that IC belt here in your second match on the kickoff. As in mere moments, we will go on into the Raw Women's Championship, as it'll be Naomi challenging Becky Lynch. And well, immediately following suit after that matchup is the first matchup in the main card, the main show of Money in the Bank, the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Kairi Sane, Charlotte Flair, Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Ronda Rousey, Asuka, and Selena Vega. 4 from Raw, 4 from SmackDown. They would do battle in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and that one right there is immediately following this contest right here, right now.
and is for the Raw Women's Championship.
And here we go. The main event of the Money in the Bank kickoff show. And of course, in mere minutes after this matchup, well, if anything, moments after this matchup, we shall have the main card of Money in the Bank. Of course, if you're just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Money in the Bank kickoff show. We've already seen Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson retain the Raw Tag Team Championships. Along with that, a couple minutes ago, we have seen Jinder Mahal retain his intercontinental championship over Shinsuke Nakamura. We've seen a Raw matchup. We've seen a Smackdown matchup. Now time for your second and final Raw matchup here tonight in the kickoff show. And of course, don't forget to tune in to the Money in the Bank main show, the actual Money in the Bank pay-per-view, where the opening contest will be the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, while the last matchup of the night, the main event in the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, will be, of course, the 8-man Money in the Bank ladder match. 4 from Raw, 4 from Smackdown. Don't forget to tune in to that, as we are now towards the end of the kickoff show. Here is Naomi, the number 1 contender for the Raw Women's Championship, of course, winning a number 1 contenders matchup against Natalya back at last week's Saturday night's main event. Of course, last night at Saturday night's main event, it was Aleister Black who defeated Eric Rowan, a part of the Smackdown action. And then the Raw action, the Raw main event, it was the United States Champion AJ Styles who defeated No Way Jose in a non-title affair. And of course, both Black and AJ will see themselves at the Money in the Bank main show. It'll be AJ Styles defending his US title against Samoa Joe. And along with that, Aleister Black is one of the SmackDown representatives in the main event in the Money in the Bank, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. That, of course, was 24 hours ago here in the XL Center in Hartford, Connecticut. But what is the then and now is this matchup. The Raw Women's title on the line. That woman, Becky Lynch, defends. She's already had a successful title defense. Back 2 weeks ago on Raw, it was Becky Lynch who actually defeated, well, if anything, 3 weeks ago, as a matter of fact. Becky Lynch retaining her Raw Women's title against Ruby Riott, as back in Raw Week 1 a week prior. At that point, it was a whole backstage brawl that ensued between Becky and Ruby. They had the matchup a week later, in which Becky retained. That ultimately was back in Raw Week 1 and Week 2. And of course, back in Week 4, the go-home edition, this past Monday on Raw, Becky Lynch defeated Natalya in a non-title affair to open up the show. And well, here we go. Becky Lynch now hoisting that Raw Women's Championship high above her head. Can this be the last time she holds it here, at least for now? Can this be the last time she holds the gold? As now Naomi has been given a look at the Women's title, the Raw Women's Championship. Of course, the SmackDown Women's Championship will be defended on the main card, as Carmella will challenge Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title. And ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The main event of the kickoff show. It's Naomi, it's Becky Lynch, it's the Raw Women's Championship that's on the line. I see her, Becky gonna immediately start to out-wrestle Naomi right there. These two women, wise of in-ring ability, if you ask me, are very equal. Gonna be difficult to really call this when it comes to a pure wrestling standpoint. But anyway, we are here. As now Becky here, looking for something. Naomi going to rebuff it. Gonna kick her in the stomach, and now, here we go. Has the arm locked, and Becky fighting out of it once again. Gonna be very difficult. Wise of calling it, wise on who's gonna out-wrestle the other person. Right now, Becky is trying to do exactly that, and Naomi is going to reverse that. Now on the arm here, and nope, Naomi sweeps out the leg, and right there she has out-wrestled Becky Lynch. I did say it's going to be difficult to really know who's going to out-wrestle the other woman. Well, I guess we just got our answer, at least momentarily. As Naomi now, so far, the better woman compared to Becky Lynch in the first minute and a half of this matchup. Oh, Northern Lights suplex with the bridge. However, she doesn't, well, if anything, not even bridging through into a pinfall. As now Becky Lynch on the outside trying to catch a breather. No, a kick. Multiple kicks here to the temple. Jesus, 3 of them to be exact. Naomi bringing Becky back inside the ring. Becky was trying to get a breather. She was hard Irish whipped into the corner, followed by the Northern Lights suplex. As now Naomi here out springboard off the ropes into a crossbody, laying out the Raw Women's Champion, laying out the man. And well, Becky once again, like I said, trying to catch a breather earlier on, moments ago, and Naomi not having any of it. She knows she's gonna have to stay on Becky if she wants to win this woman's title. That's not what a farm right there. Becky feeling the effects of that one, and no, spinning heel kick shortly afterwards. Catches her right across the face. Square on the face. And now Naomi here overshoots that crossbody. Becky Lynch coming back to her senses. Realizes that Naomi misfired. And no, Naomi not going to let that get the best of her. Going to quickly go into the cover shortly after the drop kick here in the center of the ring. Only a 1 count. Becky Lynch, the Raw Women's Champion, not looking so hot. At least in the opening stages so far. Still relatively early on in this matchup, to really say the least. As now Naomi here. Oh, what the hell? Tilt her head into the Fujiwara armbar. And Becky gonna immediately roll through. If anyone knows about arm-based submissions, it is Becky Lynch. She does utilize that, disarm her, and perhaps gonna wear down Naomi for that later on in the matchup. As see right there, that DDT with the arm wrenched in the back. And the arm just completely falls with the impact of the back. And now Becky Lynch here. 2 leg drops. Oh no, missing the second one. Naomi getting out harm's way here now. Oh, what a forearm. Once again, that forearm making Becky go on to a knee. And Naomi here. Oh, step up insecurity. Gets the best of Becky Lynch. And Naomi, she is feeling it here tonight. The main event of the kickoff show. The Raw Women's Championship on the line. And who knows, whoever wins the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match up next in the main show could perhaps challenge either Becky or Naomi, depending on whoever wins this championship. Whether it's retained or win, if anything. Whoever wins that ladder match could perhaps end up challenging one of these 2 women for the Raw Women's title in the near future. And if it's a Smackdown athlete that wins, they could challenge for a Raw Women's title, and vice versa. They can go on to NXT, Raw, or Smackdown woman. You know, they could jump ship. And with that briefcase. Of course, the tag team. The women's tag team division. Even though, you know, some are put on Raw, some are put on SmackDown, the tag titles, women's tag titles, are of course on both brands, and the women's tag teams, they could appear on both brands, no matter the ones they are actually assigned to. So if anything, that's the difference as compared to the singles division here on the women's roster. As now, look at this, Becky Lynch sends Naomi into the corner, and oh, Becky, big time forearm. Naomi crumbling down into the mats here. Becky, high red district. And Becky calling Naomi up to her feet. Becky Lynch looking for a second successful Raw Women's defense. No, she gets caught. She got caught. Looking for perhaps a Frankensteiner. And she gets caught and taken down. Well, we'll see the powerbomb. Naomi doing very well in this contest. I was about to say opening contest, but no. It's the main event of the kickoff show. So not in the opening contest of the main show, but our actual opening contest was, of course, the Raw Tag Team titles. As now Naomi here. Here we go. Launches herself. Gets the crossbody 2 connected. And of course, if you're just joining in, I did say earlier, yes, I'm up here in my booth. I am protected from all the action. But if anything, what I'm very jazzed about is that, well, Corey Graves, Byron Saxton, Michael Cole, they all, even Greg Hamilton, and the damn timekeeper, they all are in the crowd. Like, the commentary team, they have invisible chairs and invisible desk. How come I don't get that? Instead, I get to be cooped up in this booth. I stay cooped up in this booth for a good couple hours every show. I stay cooped up in this damn booth. Well, they're over there and they at least get some cool features. They get invisible chairs and invisible desk, and they get to be in the crowd. What? It's messed up, man. But hey, at least I'm safer. I'm up here in the booth. Got the monitors here. We are good. Anyway, now continuing on here. Becky Lynch with the strike, and gets caught. Mini fireman's carry by Naomi. And now Naomi here. Front face lock, snap mare. Looking to wear down Becky here. As we now finally slow the pace of this matchup here. Back into Naomi's liking. For majority of this matchup, it's actually been to Naomi's liking anyway. Majority of this match has been ruled by Naomi. As now off the ropes she goes. Oh, gets the kick right there. Nicely done. Taking down Becky. And now Naomi here. Sizing up the man. Sizing up the current Raw Women's Champion. Oh, was looking for a kick right there. And Becky not going to let it connect. Gets the spin heel kick shortly afterwards. Becky here off the ring apron. Oh, crowns her with a double axe handle. Gets her. And now Becky Lynch here. Looking to bring the match back into her favorite launches. Well, not launches, Irish whips. Naomi back inside the ring. And now, oh, walked right into the waiting arms of Naomi as Naomi gets her with that backbreaker. As now Naomi feeling good about herself. And oh, taunting right into an uppercut. Big time uppercut right there by Becky Lynch. And now, spin kick right there. Oh, was looking for another one perhaps, but no, clothesline. Second clothesline is stuck underneath. That's now Becky Lynch here. Becky perhaps going to wear down the arm again. Yes, she has. Oh, ties the arm to the back. She did that earlier. Of course, Becky Lynch could go after for that disarm her. Target the arms of Naomi. Make it easier for her to tap out to disarm her. Of course, Becky aimed after the arm earlier on with that reverse DDT with the arm tied to the back. And now that one with the body slam tied to the back is now Becky Lynch going from High Red District. Missed it. And oh, pop-up Frankensteiner right there, Naomi. Of course, super athletic. One of the most athletic women on the roster, if you ask me. Raw, SmackDown, NXT alike. That's now Becky Lynch here. Oh, now able to fully capitalize. And now does not even feel that knee. The adrenaline is pumping out for the Raw Women's Champion. That spin kick did little to any effect on Naomi. Becky Lynch here. In between a rock and a hard place. Throughout this matchup. Mostly been Naomi, but now can she get out of that predicament? Can Becky Lynch finally get out of the predicament of struggling throughout this matchup here? They'll disarm her on Naomi, but no, Naomi immediately gets out of it. Almost immediately. Becky Lynch, of course, she made Ruby Riott tap out of that. Back 3 weeks ago on Raw, when she successfully retained the Raw Women's Championship. And of course, Becky Lynch have used that against Natalya this past Monday on Raw in the opening contest. And now hard Irish whip into the corner. Becky Lynch was looking to aim after the arm again, but Naomi says no to that. Kick to the stomach. Super close to being below the belt, if you ask me. As now, Naomi here out of nowhere, and oh, head scissors are sent to the mat. Becky Lynch's head, her skull comes crashing down into the canvas. Naomi able to get that to connect, and now sizing her up for the rear view. Of course, that hip attack to the face. Goofy, but effective, and so effective to where it's got Naomi the victory. Because Naomi is now the new Raw Women's Champion. And well, if anything, apologies for what happened right there. The cameras cut out immediately after Naomi got the 3 count. Technical difficulties on the production crew's part here in the kickoff show. But there we go in your main event here, the Money in the Bank kickoff. Naomi is the new Raw Women's Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, that was only the kickoff. Stay tuned, because in only mere moments, the main show here in the Exo Center for Money in the Bank, the main show here in Hartford, Connecticut, will begin, and it starts in only a couple of moments.